Welcome to our mythical journey through the world of dragons. After the discovery of ancient dinosaur remains by archaeologists, the myths surrounding dragons gained new dimensions. Today we will explore how various cultures around the world have depicted dragons in their mythology. We start in Europe, a land where dragons have been both feared and revered. In European lore, dragons were often seen as malevolent beasts, typically portrayed as large, fire-breathing serpents with bat-like wings, sharp claws, and a propensity for destruction. They were the embodiment of evil in many stories, lurking in caves or guarding immense treasures. One of the most famous European dragon tales is the legend of Street George and the Dragon. In this Christian story, Street George, a symbol of good vanquishing evil, slays a dragon to save a princess. This legend has been a pivotal theme in European art and literature, epitomizing the classic struggle between light and darkness. In Scottish folklore, we encounter the mysterious Loch Ness monster, often depicted as a dragon or sea serpent. Nessie, as it is affectionately known, has captured the imagination of people worldwide, blurring the lines between legend and reality. In Wales, the red dragon, Dre Gach, is a proud symbol of strength and victory. It appears on the Welsh flag and in numerous tales where it often represents the Welsh fighting for their independence. Medieval European literature is rich with dragon lore. In Beowulf, one of the oldest surviving pieces of English literature, the hero faces a deadly battle with a dragon, a symbol of the ultimate challenge a hero must face. Dragons in these stories were often seen as guardians of treasures, embodying greed and the dangers of unbridled ambition. Next, embark with us on a mythical journey to ancient China, where dragons are not just legendary creatures but integral to the very fabric of culture and belief. Our story begins with the ancient texts, where dragons are described with a captivating mix of animal traits. The horns of a deer, the head of a camel, rabbit eyes, bull ears, and the sinuous neck of a snake. These dragons, adorned with carp scales and eagle claws, showcase the ancient Chinese mastery of weaving the natural world into their mythology. In Chinese lore, dragons are revered as the lords of water, ruling over rivers, seas, and rainfall. The legendary Lunwan, the master of the water element, epitomizes this power. His underwater palace, described in ancient chronicles, was a marvel of riches, with gold doors, pearl-adorned walls, and jasper floors. The dragon's connection with nature extends to the rhythm of the seasons. The Shoan Dictionary, dating back to the 1st century AD, tells us that dragons ascend to the skies at the spring equinox and dive into the abyss during the autumn equinox, intertwining their existence with the very cycle of life and nature. In imperial China, the dragon transcended myth to become a symbol of the emperor himself, known as the living dragon. The dragon throne and the dragon-adorned robes represented the ultimate power and wisdom of the emperor, linking the ruler not just to the state but to the cosmos itself. Unlike their Western counterparts, Chinese dragons were seen as benevolent and gracious. Their ability to command the elements, particularly rain and wind, was often sought to prevent natural disasters. This harmonious coexistence with dragons is beautifully illustrated in the legend of the Dragon King Lunwan, who, after being healed by a human doctor, promised to send favorable weather and prosperity to the people. The reverence for dragons in China is most vibrantly displayed during festivals. The dragon dance, an integral part of these celebrations, is not just a performance but a ritual to invoke the dragon's blessings. Through the swirling, dynamic movements, participants embody the dragon's spirit, capturing its grace and power. In Vietnamese mythology, dragons are seen as ancestors of the Vietnamese people. One of the most significant legends speaks of the dragon lord, Lac Long Quan, and his fairy wife, Do Co, who birthed a sack of 100 eggs. From these hatched the Vietnamese people, making the dragon a symbol of fertility and the founding of the nation. Vietnamese dragons are unique in their appearance, often depicted as long and serpentine, with deer-like horns, a lion's mane, catfish whiskers, and fish-like scales. They are majestic, embodying strength and wisdom, and are frequently shown holding a pearl, symbolizing wealth, good fortune, and knowledge. The tale of the dragon and the fairy, the parents of the Vietnamese nation, is not just a myth but a revered legend. The dragon's role in this story symbolizes the strength and spirit of the Vietnamese people, while the fairy represents gentleness and fertility, together embodying the harmony of yin and yang. In Vietnamese culture, dragons are celebrated in art, festivals, and architecture. The dragon dance, similar to its Chinese counterpart, is a highlight of many celebrations, especially the Lunar New Year. These dances are more than mere performances. They are spiritual rituals to invoke the dragon's blessings and good luck for the coming year. Our journey through the world of dragons takes us next to Japan, a land steeped in traditions and legends. Here, dragons, or ryu, are revered as powerful deities, weaving their way through Japanese folklore with a grace and mystery that captivates the imagination. In Japanese mythology, ryu are often depicted as large, serpentine creatures with clawed feet. Some legends describe them with a shimmering, dragon-like appearance, blending features of different animals. Ryu hold a significant place in both Shinto and Buddhist traditions. In Shinto, they are considered water gods, residing in rivers, lakes, and oceans, controlling the elements and blessing the land with rain for agriculture. Buddhism brought additional layers to these dragon myths, often portraying them as protectors of the Dharma, embodying wisdom and strength. One of the most famous dragon legends in Japan is the tale of Yamata no Orochi, an 8-headed and 8-tailed dragon. This fearsome creature was slain by the storm god Susanoo, who discovered the dragon had captured a young maiden. The story symbolizes the victory of bravery and virtue over malevolence. Dragons even intertwine with the history of the Japanese imperial family. Legend has it that Emperor Jimmu, the first emperor of Japan, was a descendant of Ryu, symbolizing the divine and powerful nature of the imperial lineage. In Japanese art, Ryu are often depicted swirling among clouds or amidst waves, a representation of their control over water and weather. During festivals, dragon imagery is prevalent, with dragon dances and parades celebrating these magnificent creatures as symbols of luck, power, and prosperity. In the Norse world, dragons, often referred to as serpents, are awe-inspiring yet fearsome beings. They are creatures of great power, often associated with death, decay, and destruction, but also with wisdom and knowledge. Their appearances are as varied as their roles, from giant serpents encircling the world to guardians of immense treasures. Among the most famous is Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent. This colossal dragon, a child of Loki, is so immense that it encircles the entire world, biting its own tail. Jormungandr represents the boundary of the world and plays a key role in Ragnarok, the Norse apocalypse, where it is fated to battle Thor, the god of thunder. Another fearsome dragon in Norse mythology is Nidhogg, the malice striker. This dragon gnaws at the roots of Yggdrasil, the world tree, symbolizing the ever-present forces of chaos and decay in the universe. Nidhogg feeds on the dead and is said to spread corruption, embodying the darker aspects of the Norse cosmos. The tale of Fafnir adds a layer of tragedy and moral to Norse dragon lore. Once a dwarf, Fafnir turned into a dragon due to his greed for the cursed treasure of the dwarves. His story is a cautionary tale about the corrupting power of greed and the destructive nature of envy. Our mythical odyssey now takes us to ancient Greece, where dragons are entwined with the legends of gods and heroes. Greek dragons, known as drakons, were often depicted as large serpentine creatures, sometimes with multiple heads. They were feared for their fierceness and strength, but also respected for their wisdom and the divine power they possessed. One of the most notable Greek dragons is Ladon, the serpent-like dragon tasked with guarding the golden apples in the Garden of the Hesperides. Ladon's role as a guardian symbolizes the dragon's connection to the earth's hidden treasures and the perils of trespassing into the divine realm. Another infamous creature is the Lernaean Hydra, a multi-headed dragon dwelling in the swamps of Lerna. Each time a head was cut off, 2 more would grow in its place, symbolizing the indomitable nature of certain challenges. The Hydra's defeat by Hercules is one of the most celebrated feats in Greek mythology. The Python, a gigantic earth dragon, was a guardian of the oracle at Delphi, representing the primal chaos in the old chthonic deities. The Python's defeat by Apollo, the god of light and order, signifies the transition from the old to the new order of gods. Let's delve into the mystical world of Hindu mythology, where dragons, or Nagas, play a significant role. Nagas are traditionally depicted as serpentine beings, sometimes with multiple heads. They can take human form or remain as great snakes. In many depictions, they are adorned with precious jewels and are capable of controlling rain and water, making them vital deities for agriculture and life. Among the Nagas, Ananta Shesha holds a place of high esteem. This cosmic serpent is said to float in the cosmic ocean, forming the bed upon which Lord Vishnu reclines. It's believed that when Ananta Shesha uncoils, time moves forward, and when he coils back, the universe ceases to exist. Another prominent Naga is Vasuki, often depicted as the king of serpents. He played a crucial role in the Samudra Manthan, the churning of the ocean of milk. Vasuki allowed himself to be used as a rope wrapped around Mount Mandora, used by gods and demons to churn the ocean, bringing forth the elixir of life, among other cosmic gifts. In Hindu mythology, there's a fascinating realm known as Nagaloka, the abode of Nagas. This realm is described as a magnificent place located within the Patala or the netherworld. It's a realm filled with palaces, adorned with precious gems, and is regarded as one of the richest and most beautiful regions in the universe. Nagas hold a significant place in Hindu festivals and culture. Naga Panchami is a day dedicated to the worship of Nagas. On this day, snakes are revered and offered milk, in the hope of receiving blessings for good harvests and fertility. The day is marked by various rituals and prayers. Now, let us travel back in time to the ancient land of Babylon, where dragons were not just mythical creatures but significant entities in their rich tapestry of myths. Babylonian dragons often had a serpentine or reptilian appearance, sometimes depicted with the body of a lion or a bird and adorned with horns or feathers. These dragons were awe-inspiring, embodying both the fearsome aspects of nature and divine power. The most renowned dragon in Babylonian mythology is Tiamat, the goddess of the salt sea, embodying the chaos of primordial creation. She is often depicted as a massive dragon who mated with Abzu, the god of fresh water, to produce younger gods. In the Enuma Elish, the Babylonian epic of creation, Tiamat becomes enraged and seeks to destroy the younger gods, leading to a colossal battle. Marduk, the patron god of Babylon, challenges Tiamat. In a fierce confrontation, Marduk defeats Tiamat, symbolizing the victory of cosmos over chaos, and from her body, he creates the world. Another significant dragon in Babylonian mythology is Meshusu, associated with the god Marduk. Meshusu is often depicted as a hybrid creature with the hind legs of an eagle, the forelegs of a lion, and the tail of a scorpion. It symbolizes Marduk's power and the amalgamation of various forces of nature. In Babylonian art, dragons are frequently represented in reliefs and sculptures, demonstrating their significance in the culture. These depictions often show dragons as guardians of temples and sacred places, signifying their protective role. In the enchanting realm of Slavic mythology, dragons hold a place of mystery and power. Among these, Vels, a god represented as a dragon, stands out as a central figure. Vels, known as the lord of the underworld, animals, and magic. Vels is often depicted as a large serpent or dragon with scales, immense power, and the ability to transform. This chthonic deity represents the earth's wealth, associated with livestock, the harvest, and the underworld's riches. As a dragon, Vels symbolizes the primal and untamed aspects of the world. In Slavic legends, Vela's most notable tale involves his epic battle with Perun, the god of thunder and the sky. This conflict represents the eternal struggle between order and chaos, high and low, sky and earth. Vels, challenging Perun, rises from the underworld, taking on various forms, including that of a formidable dragon. While often viewed as a cunning trickster, Vels also played the role of a protector. He was considered a guardian of travelers, and his connection to the earth made him a deity of agriculture and cattle. His dragon form could be seen as a protector of the Slavic people's livelihood. Vel's influence extends into Slavic festivals and cultural practices. He is celebrated in various rituals, particularly those associated with the end of the harvest season. The image of Vels, the dragon, is invoked for protection, fertility, and prosperity. In the rich tapestry of Russian folklore, dragons, known as zmays or zmigornich, hold a special place. Russian dragons are often depicted as large, serpent-like creatures with 3 heads, each capable of breathing fire. They are formidable beings with scales, claws, and sometimes wings, embodying the destructive power of nature and the challenges that heroes must overcome. The most famous of these dragons is Zmigornich. According to legend, Zmigornich could spit fire and had a fearsome reputation for kidnapping maidens and being a scourge on the land. He was often depicted as a symbol of chaos and destruction, challenging the might of warriors and heroes. One of the most celebrated tales involves the Russian hero Dobrynya Nikitich, who battles Zmigornich to rescue a captive princess. This epic confrontation symbolizes the struggle between good and evil, bravery against fear, and is a staple of Russian folk tales. Let's delve into the mystical world of Romanian mythology, where dragons known as Zmu or Balor are not mere creatures of fantasy, but deeply symbolic in the rich tapestry of Romanian folklore. In Romanian lore, dragons often take on a more menacing aspect. The Boyat is typically a large, serpent-like creature with multiple heads, each of which can spit fire. These dragons are symbols of destructive power and obstacles that heroes must overcome. One of the most well-known Romanian tales involving the Boyat is the story of Fat Frumos, a prince who battles a fearsome Boyat to rescue a princess. This classic tale of heroism represents the struggle against overwhelming odds and the triumph of good over evil. The Boyat is often depicted as a massive, imposing creature, its body covered with green scales and eyes glowing like coals. Despite their fearsome appearance, some legends attribute to them a cunning mind, often engaging in battles of wits with heroes. Another unique aspect of Romanian dragon mythology is the Zmeu. Unlike the Boyat, the Zmeu often has humanoid characteristics. It is known for kidnapping the hero's bride, hoarding vast treasures, and possessing the ability to shape-shift and wield magic. Next, embark with us on a journey to the ancient Aztec civilization, where dragons take a unique and revered form in the deity Quetzalcoatl. Unlike the traditional European dragon, Quetzalcoatl is a symbol of creation, intelligence, and the wind, embodying the complex and rich spirituality of the Aztec people. Quetzalcoatl, known as the feathered serpent, is one of the most important gods in Aztec mythology. He is often depicted as a dragon-like creature, with the scales of a serpent and the feathers of a quetzal bird, symbolizing the union of earthly and divine realms. According to Aztec legends, Quetzalcoatl was involved in the creation of mankind, and was known as the bringer of knowledge, the inventor of books, and the patron of priests. His dual nature as a serpent and a bird represents the blending of wisdom and spirituality. Quetzalcoatl played a crucial role in Aztec cosmology. He was one of the four sons of the primordial god Ometeotl and was associated with the direction of the east, the color white, and the planet Venus. He is also linked to the cycles of time in the Aztec calendar. One of the most famous myths involving Quetzalcoatl is his journey to the underworld to retrieve the bones of past generations to create new life. This tale showcases his role as a guide to the afterlife and a guardian of ancestral knowledge. Next, embark on a journey into the heart of Mesoamerican mythology, where the majestic figure of Kukulkan reigns supreme. Known as the feathered serpent, this dragon-like deity bridges the gap between the heavens and the earth, embodying the essence of creation and the continuity of life. Kukulkan is often depicted as a serpentine dragon adorned with brilliant, colorful feathers, representing a fusion of earthly and celestial elements. This magnificent creature symbolizes the unity of opposites, the sky and the earth, spirit and matter, reflecting the Mesoamerican belief in a deeply interconnected universe. In Mesoamerican legends, Kukulkan is revered as a bringer of culture, knowledge, and order. One of the most enduring myths describes Kukulkan descending from the heavens to teach humans agriculture, medicine, and governance, showcasing his role as a civilizing force. Kukulkan holds a prominent place in both Mayan and Toltec cultures. In Mayan civilization, he is associated with the wind god and is believed to control the weather and the rains, vital for agriculture. The Toltecs regard Kukulkan as a founding figure, a guide for rulers and warriors. Kukulkan's grandeur is immortalized in the architecture of ancient Mesoamerica. The most famous is the El Castillo pyramid at Chichen Itza. During the equinoxes, the play of light and shadow on the pyramid stairs creates the illusion of Kukulkan descending to Earth, a testament to the advanced astronomical knowledge of the Mayans. Let us explore the captivating tales of Ethiopian mythology, where the legend of Beta, a formidable dragon, is woven into the cultural fabric. Beta is often described as a gigantic dragon, possessing immense power and a fearsome demeanor. With scales that glimmer like polished armor and eyes that burn with a fiery intensity, Beta's appearance is both awe-inspiring and terrifying. This dragon symbolizes the mighty forces of nature that are both revered and feared. One of the most enduring legends about Beta involves the dragon's demand for a sacrifice every 7 years. According to the tale, Beta would emerge from his watery abode to claim a maiden, a price paid by the kingdom for the dragon ensuring prosperity and protection from other calamities. The turning point in the legend comes with the heroism of a young man who challenges the dragon to save his beloved and the kingdom. In a dramatic battle that tests the limits of human courage and wit, Beta is eventually defeated, marking the end of his reign and the tyranny of the sacrifices. Journey with us into the ancient world of Persian mythology, where the dragon Ahi Daka reigns as a fearsome figure. More than just a dragon, Ahi Daka is a symbol of chaos and destruction, deeply rooted in the Zoroastrian religious texts and Persian folklore. Ahi Daka is often described as a gigantic three-headed dragon, with each head representing a different aspect of his malevolent nature. His body, covered in scaly armor, is said to be invulnerable, making him a daunting adversary. This dragon symbolizes not just physical destruction, but also the moral decay and the evils that can befall society. The most famous legend involving Ahi Daka is his battle with the hero Vietnamese, also known as Fearsome. According to the myth, Ahi Daka, under the influence of the evil spirit Angramanu, brought great suffering upon the world, prompting Vietnamese to embark on a heroic quest to defeat him. In the epic battle, Vietnamese finally overcomes Ahi Daka not through brute force, but through divine assistance and cunning strategy. Ahi Daka is then imprisoned on Mount Damavand, a symbol of his containment but also a reminder that evil remains, subdued but ever present. In Persian art and culture, Ahi Daka has been depicted in various forms, from terrifying murals to symbolic representations in literature. He embodies the eternal struggle between good and evil, a central theme in Persian mythology and Zoroastrianism. Embark on a journey into the heart of Brazilian folklore, where the legend of the Boyat, a mythical creature akin to a dragon, holds a significant place. The Boyat is often described as a serpent-like creature with bright fiery eyes. It's said to have a body that can emit light, resembling flames or glowing embers. This dragon-like being is a symbol of protection, guarding the forests and rivers against those who would do them harm. One popular legend tells of the Boyat emerging from the waters during nights with no moon, using its fiery gaze to scare off predators and protect the wildlife. It is also said to chase away evil spirits and those who disrespect nature, making it a guardian of ecological balance. In indigenous Brazilian beliefs, the Boyat is more than just a guardian. It's seen as a spiritual entity that represents the soul of the forest. Its role extends beyond mere protection. It's a symbol of the untamed and mysterious aspects of nature. Almost every culture in the world has myths about dragons or giant serpents. Share stories about dragons from your country's folklore in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to discover more fascinating myths and legends.